fun, girly night out makeup tutorial. This is basically just an excuse for me to wear glitter. I love glitter so much, I cannot get enough of it. Any chance I get to pack it all over my eyes, I will do so. Just dip me in Elmer's and drag me through glitter and I will be happy. I love it so much. But this is a very easy way to do it. This can be very elegant and glamorous. This isn't something where you're gonna cause attention in a negative way where you're like, oh my God. No, it's gonna be just so, it's very subtle but very pretty. It's gonna look gorgeous on everybody. And also my birthday is coming up in just a couple of days, so I won't be around YouTube for a few days, I'm sure, because I have a bunch of family coming in town tomorrow to celebrate with me. So yes, and because of that, I think it's another excuse just to wear the glitter. Okay, I will talk to you guys soon. I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Bye. I'm going to start off, as always, by priming my eyes. I am using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, shade NW20, as an eyeshadow primer. This has a built-in technology not to settle into fine lines and wrinkles, and it's also full coverage, so it's going to go in and cover up any veins or blood vessels that you might have, so you're going to have a completely clean slate base to start with so that nothing peeks through your eyeshadow. Then I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie Eyeshadow. This has replaced my Samoa Silk eyeshadow by MAC because it has such a pretty yellowy base to it. So I'm just going to dust this with a big fluffy brush. This is an E25, I believe, by Sigma. I'm just going to dust this in the outer crease, just as you can see, really sloppy, just fluffing it around. And I'm also going to bring it into the inner crease as well. I'm starting on the outer corner to get the most definition there, but I'm going to swipe it in windshield wiper motions into the inner crease as well. That way the next color just kind of blows everything out. This is MAC Texture, an oldie but a goodie. I used to use it all the time. Now I'm going to go in with a goat-haired fluffy brush for the outer crease. This is more of a dense brush, so it's going to get the color a little bit more precise. This I'm keeping it just on the outer corner. Don't mind me while I get distracted and tweeze my eyebrows. This is an everyday occurrence. And I'm just going to continue to just go back and forth in little circular motions just in that outer crease with texture. Then I'm going to go in with another Makeup Geek product. This is one of the pigments. Their pigments are amazing. This is called Afterglow. Oh my gosh, you guys. If I can rave about any pigment right now, it is this. It is so amazing. I've been using it on every client, brides, everyone. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So again, I'm just going to use a Sigma brush. This is my brush that I've been raving about, saying that it's replaced my MAC 242. It's the best synthetic brush for packing on color all over the lid. I love it. So I'm going to keep this color low. I do not want to take this above the crease. I want to keep this just on the lower part of my lid, and I'm not taking it very far in the outer corner either. I'm just keeping it in that inner crease to mid and then a little bit towards the end. And then I'm going to wet my brush with that pigment on it with Fix Plus. I'm sure you guys know that you can do this with any pigment or even a loose eyeshadow or a shimmery eyeshadow. You can wet it with something like MAC's Fix Plus or a setting spray. Normally water doesn't really work. You can use eye drops and it'll just intensify it and give it a metallic-y, shiny look. So I just like doing that for a pop of color in the middle of the eye. And then I'm just going to use black gel liner. This is, as always, my Maybelline Blackest Black gel liner. I love it to the death. And I'm doing the wing, as you can see. If you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on that, I have an oldie. I will link it below. Then I'm going to use velour lashes. This is my absolute favorite pair. Oh gosh, I forgot the name. I think it's Strike a Pose. I will put it in the link, not the link, but the description bar below. And first, I always put mascara on my natural lashes just because you want to be really careful with these mink lashes and you don't want to get mascara on them. So I do mascara first and then I pop these on. I always use tweezers to get it really precise and low so that it doesn't look really fake. Then I'm going to go in with my Yves Saint Laurent foundation. I am only using this because of the color right now. I'm going to also show you the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I think that these two are very similar in texture and the way they look and feel. But you will see here in this lighting, I'm using different lighting today because it was pouring rain out. And believe it or not, it's like 3 o'clock here, but this is how dark my house was. So you can see in this lighting actually the true color of my skin. I'm always telling you guys, I promise my foundation matches, and you're all like, no, you're pink. Your foundation is yellow. But you can see here my chest and arms that I do have more of a yellowy base in my skin. So this Yves Saint Laurent foundation, it's got a dewy finish. It's like a medium coverage, I would say, and it matches me perfect right now because I'm not really tan. And then I'm going to go in with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. Same concealer I use to prime my eyes, which is why I love it so much, because you can use it for anything. Priming, concealing, covering up, pimples, blemishes, whatever. Absolutely love this concealer. Using a damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to buff that out under my eye area. Make sure when you do this step that you are pulling this color all the way to the temple if you are going to highlight like I am. And also make sure you get the inner corner of your eye as well. Because a lot of times if you miss the inner corner of your eye, you will then look tired because you'll have a dark shadow by the corners of your nose. And then I use the excess and pat around in the T-zone area just to give that more lightness too. Otherwise you'll have darkness down the T-zone, and that's not cute. I'm going to go in with 2 MAC Pro highlighters. This is Emphasize and Accentuate. I'm going to use both of these combined because I don't want it to be really stark white. So I'm going to use both of them together. One's more pinky, one's white, and I'm just going to pat this under my eyes with a fluffy brush. And just make sure you don't use too much because this can get really white really fast. So I'm just dabbing. Also, that's my husband in the background. You guys get scared sometimes when you see a figure moving around. It's just the hubs. Then I'm going to use MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in shade Medium and just cover the rest of my face. I don't cover all the areas of my face. I think I talk about it in my foundation routine, but I'm just covering the T-zone because I don't want any of my foundation to move. I'm not doing it for oil absorption or anything like that. Then I'm going to use Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is in the shade Soft Brown. And I've been filling in my brows very, very lightly recently. Well, at least for me, this is light because I went through a phase where I was just bad to the bone and filling them in like I was walking down a runway. Well, not anymore. I'm just filling in the outer tail, and then I go in with a spoolie and I just kind of buff it all out to make it look a little bit more natural. I just like the way this looks, especially for summertime. It's just a little bit more subtle. And then I use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, best brow gel on the market. It is absolutely phenom, amazeballs. If you're going to own a brow gel, spend the money, get this one. Then I'm going to go in with Shroom. Favorite highlighter of all time from MAC. I use it on pretty much everybody. Up until you're about an NC42 in MAC foundation shades, this is the highlight I use on everyone. Beautiful cheek highlighter too. Then I go back with the brush and just kind of buff over it because I don't want any harsh lines of that highlighter because that is not a good look when you step out in the sunlight and you see that intense line of highlighter. Then I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's bronzer in Golden Light. And I'm going to use the NARS brush that I have talked about so many times. Some of you are still asking for a video on this brush and I really need to do it, but I just get distracted with tutorials. But I'm just going to carve out my cheekbones with this. I keep it pretty low back on the face. I try not to bring it really far forward. I don't like that really intense contour where it comes all the way to the side of the lips. I think that's very dramatic and you'll take it a little too far and it will begin to look and feel like stage makeup. So I put it on the outer portion of my face and then I buff it out. And then with a bigger brush, because I don't have time to sit there with this tiny little precision brush and sculpt out my forehead, please, let's get real, it's buffing it out with a big brush. Then I'm going to use MAC Blush in Peaches. This is such a good blush. I have loved it for years and years. It is a beautiful corally blush. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm using a MAC 129 short handle brush. I always use this for myself personally. For some reason, it's like one of the only blush brushes I own in my personal collection. I love it. And this is the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. This is a highlighter for the cheeks, one of my favorite highlighters. It's more of a white gold highlighter, if that makes sense. It's like the medium highlighter where it's not super gold, but it's not super silver. It's right in between. And I used a big brush to buff that on from Sedona Lace. And then I'm going to go in with the same color texture from MAC and a pencil brush underneath my eye. I know it's strange. I actually don't look at myself in the mirror when I do this part. I always find it strange when I'm watching the video. I'm like, why aren't you looking at yourself? But don't be afraid to buff it on. Then with any brush, you can put another highlighter in the inner corner. I'm using Shroom. I think this is very important for the next step, which is taking any glitter. This is Urban Decay glitter, and it matches my nails. This is in Midnight Cowboy, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put it all below. And I'm going to get this really tight and dense in my inner corner. And you want the most product to be in the inner corner. And then as you drag it out, it's going to fade. So almost ombre. So the most intense glitter needs to be in the inner corner. And then as you drag it out, you kind of lightly let up on the skin so that it's not as intense. And you can see a close-up of what I'm talking about here. And this is a nice way just to give a pop where it's not too much. If you want to make it more, you can bring it up on the upper lid. You can wrap it around that inner corner and bring it up by that eyeliner and kind of flicker it out there. That'll make it more intense, but I like it like this. Then I'm going to use Lime Crime lipstick in Coquette, this is called. I love Lime Crime lipsticks like no other. Oh my gosh, they are so opaque. They are beautiful, you guys. Absolutely amazing, and they smell so good. And then I'm using Bonnie Bell Lip Lights in Strawberry Parfait. I found this at, I don't know where I found this actually. I don't know where I found this, but it's a nice shade. It's a nice pretty pink shade. I'm just going to put that over top to finish off this look. And after that, you are all done. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about my new lighting, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah! Bye!